Hello and welcome to Quiz Coconut's Quickfire Quiz Pod with me, James Cutler. 7 years ago I launched Quiz Coconut and we've since hosted over 2,000 pub quiz nights. Each episode I pick 10 of our best questions so you can improve your general knowledge, boost your brain power and learn some useful and useless facts. Answers will be revealed at the end of the episode and there's one rule: don't use Google.
Use your coconut!
Goal! It's a World Cup Quiz Pod special. Regardless of whatever you think about this controversial World Cup, we're going to put that aside and just focus on football trivia for the next few minutes. 10 questions, 15 points available. Let's go. Question 1. When and where was the first World Cup staged? So 1 point for telling me where it was and 1 point for telling me the year. So the country and the year for 1 point each. Number 2. Will Smith did it in 2018. Jennifer Lopez did it in 2014. Shakira did it in 2010. And Toni Braxton did it in 2006. What is it? Will Smith, Jennifer Lopez, Shakira and Toni Braxton. What am I talking about? Number 3. Which is the only country to win both the men's and women's World Cup? Number 4. You're going to hear some audio now. I want you to tell me the name of the plastic horn that was everywhere during the South Africa World Cup. And for any musos out there, tell me which note all of these instruments are tuned to. Number 5, 2 points here. In terms of population, which is the smallest nation to ever play in the World Cup? And for another point, tell me the smallest nation to get to the final. If you need more time, pause the pod whenever you like. Press play when you're ready. Trivia with more bites than Luis Suarez chewing on your shoulder. This is Quiz Coconut's Quickfire Quiz Pod. Number 6, another 2 point question. Zinedine Zidane hit the headlines for all the wrong reasons when he headbutted someone in a World Cup final. For 1 point, tell me who was on the receiving end of the headbutt, and for another point, tell me in which year that took place. Number 7. What is the name of the iconic stadium in Rio de Janeiro that opened for the 1950 World Cup and saw a record attendance of 199,000 people? Question 8. England started the campaign with a thumping 6-2 victory over Iran, but which record did that game set? Number 9. Named as the greatest player ever by many critics, including Pelé, who played for 3 different countries during his lifetime, but never played in a World Cup. And for number 10, this is a tricky one. Which club has provided the most World Cup winners with 24? So if you work out all of the clubs that the World Cup winners were playing for when they won the World Cup, which club had the most players? Now you may need some more time with that, so pause the pod if you do, but if you're ready, here is today's bad joke.
This is today's bad joke.
So I was in the pub the other day and someone said to me, "Can you name 3 Qatar players?" I said, "No problem. George Harrison, Jimi Hendrix and Eric Clapton."
That was today's bad joke.
Thanks, Angela, for sending me that one. Okay, football fans, here come the answers. 15 points available, let's see how you do. The first World Cup was in Uruguay for 1 point in 1930 for the second point. Will Smith, J-Lo, Shakira, Toni Braxton, they recorded the official World Cup singles. The country to win both the men's and women's World Cup is Germany. The plastic horn that you hear there is the Vuvuzela for 1 point. They're all tuned to a B flat. Number 5. The smallest nation to play in the World Cup is Iceland, with about 330,000 people. The smallest to reach the finals is Uruguay again, with 1.5 million when they did it in 1930. Zidane headbutted Materazzi for 1 point in 2006 for the second point. The iconic stadium in Rio is the Maracanã Stadium. Number 8, the record set in the England-Iran game. It was the longest World Cup game ever at 117 minutes, 27 minutes of added time, almost as long as a regular game with extra time. Number 9, the great player to never play in the World Cup was Alfredo Di Stefano. Eligible to play with Colombia, Argentina and Spain throughout his life, but never managed to do it with any of them. And finally, question 10, the club which has supplied 24 World Cup winners is Juventus. If you said Inter Milan, they did 20, Roma, Bayern Munich, 16 each. There we go, folks. Did anyone get 15? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. And we'll be back next week with a general knowledge episode. We'll see you then. If you enjoyed today's quiz, why not book us for your next event? We host corporate events in the UK and Canada and virtual events all over the world. And don't forget to subscribe to the Quiz Pod so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next week. Quiz Coconut, nuts about trivia.